just a bloke in a bar.
Just going to sit on our phones or what are we going to do?
Well, yeah, we don't want to talk to each other, dude.
That's the podcast these days.
Yeah.
People watching us sit on our phone and enjoy ourselves. You know what? That might even be a good podcast idea where you all sit down and you just scroll through your phone and yarn about whatever like has come through your phone. Obviously, you'd have to cut it all down. But it'd actually be a fucking great idea for like sparking conversations.
If you just like looked at what your TikTok feeds did.
So like if you obviously you'd have to set aside like fucking 5 hours or something. And you're just like, all right, boys, open your phones. And like, for example, I just opened it and it's a Not Like Us thesis. And then you're talking about the Kendrick Drake beef.
Oh, okay. I didn't
I
didn't know what the fuck that even was.
Yeah,
Not
so
Like Us thesis.
It's not like, so that's what's on my YouTube right now. And then you just like, you talk about that for a little bit. You go, oh yeah, all right, sweet. You go back scrolling and then whatever comes up and, oh, fuck, you hear about this? Actually, might be a fucking decent idea, to be honest, if you ask me.
Yeah, look, I don't mind it. I don't know what Not Like Us thesis is, though.
Well, Not Like Us. So there's a song called Not Like Us, and it's a thesis as to how that was made and the cultural impact.
Oh, okay.
Of a song, pop culture, but also African American culture and also hip hop culture, and that is the battle line that has been divided between Drake and Kendrick. Authenticity from where hip hop started, to a degree, not exactly where it started, and also a pop star renting that culture.
Oh, you think he's what? How can he be renting that culture? Like if he's part of that?
He's from Toronto.
So
he's a child
so he's
actor.
renting the African American
the hip hop culture.
Which started there?
Which started in like obviously hoods and that. I don't know where it started.
Would you then say that anyone
York,
outside
maybe?
of America who raps is basically like...
No, see, that's the thing, though. It's not necessarily about the rapping that's the issue. Okay. It's the pretending to be from the street that is an issue. So pretending to take that heritage and start talking like a gangster.
And he wasn't a gangster.
He was a child actor that grew up in a like rich neighborhood.
Does he talk like that?
Yeah.
I don't really listen
to his
either,
accent's changed like 16 times.
Really?
Literally.
Well, in fairness to Drake, who I don't follow greatly or very closely, but like people's accents change, you know, like when you move country and shit.
Yeah, but I don't know if they change like twice in a year.
That's a good point. They probably don't.
So you're suggesting, if I can use an analogy, that Drake's got a bit of a 21-year-old girl who goes to the UK for 6 months and comes back with a
talking like this. I just love.
I've been in London.
I've been over there on Gap. Yeah.
I've been on Gap. Yeah.
Gap, yeah.
So
I lived in Chelsea.
Now I'm back in Bondi. It's so different out here to London.
Pound.
I tell you what, I'm more fucked at the.
You guys sound like you're from London.
We're from.
We're from London.
No, I'm from Paddington, but I just.
But my grandmother was from Tottenham.
I was more rattled this week while we're in the fucking hip hop game.
Yeah.
And it has something to do with our blonde friend down the end there. Fucking Eminem looks bizarre these days. Did you see his, like, I don't know whether he's got fake hair, whether he's dyed his hair black. No, there was one where like he did some like clip that went out on socials yesterday, but it was like him and David Blaine announcing like some new rap
single that's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah,
but
Houdini.
His hair is like, he looks fucking absurd. Dyed beard, dyed hair.
I think if you get as famous as he got, there's a bit of weirdness that's going to happen. Like, for example, he still wants to be in hip hop, so he needs to kind of look youngish. So you're probably going to get stuff done to your face, if you know, that kind of stuff.
Especially because when he was young, he bagged out everyone that was basically over 45.
Yeah, I know, but I'm like,
it's like actors, for example. You see,
but super famous people, and we've mused about this many times, usually around The Rock. Super famous people become weird.
Yeah, it's just
they lose touch with reality.
But Eminem becoming weird is kind of like, I guess it fucks your childhood a little bit because he was like,
he's not that weird.
It was the weirdest he's ever looked.
But he's
looked like that for like 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah, it's not that weird. You just put it this way: it's like you see beautiful women and men actors, and you're like, you are like a beautiful person, and they go and get work done.
I know.
So it's like clearly when you get into Hollywood, it becomes such a norm to see all this like perfect faces and symmetrical, and that it just becomes the pressure.
I saw his heyday was 20 years ago.
No, I know, but his hair is bizarre, dude. It's
20 years, Tom.
Oh, that doesn't mean you can't be normal looking when you get older. You can age normally.
But famous people don't age normally.
I know that.
I don't even know. Could you name one that has?
We'll put it this way.
Maybe Brad Pitt.
Well, we'll put it this way. How often
Give me some of
But
that.
you're what, the hottest man to ever exist.
Yeah, well, Ryan Gosling's putting shit in his face now. I saw a photo
Exactly.
of that the other
That's
day.
what I'm saying.
I know, but you're so hot. What are you doing? Brad Pitt didn't do it.
But also, here's
Follow Brad's lead and David Beckham's.
No, Brad. David Beckham's face is filled with shit, dude.
Do you reckon? I don't think so.
100%.
Can we get him up?
Get him up.
Can you
Get him up
have
on
a
the
little
screen?
look
Do you
in the
have access to
background?
this screen?
Is that how that works here? Oh, we've never had that
No, we
capability.
haven't had that.
But I will say, on the flip side, in defense of
Fuck you, dude.
celebrities,
Team David.
Yeah, I'm Team David.
No,
as
I'm
well.
Team David. He's got
doesn't sound like
everything
it.
in his face.
A lot of hate for David.
He's got everything in his face.
Do you reckon?
Like, I don't even think it's disputed. I think in the pop culture world with which we are discussing right now, welcome to the preview of rugby league coming up this weekend. Everyone's like, yeah, he's got fucking shit in his face.
What, little Bowie, or are you talking filler?
Bowie is filler, isn't it?
No.
Same shit, right? Same postcode.
Well, so but like Bowie is to get rid of lines and crinkles
Yeah.
and wrinkles, whereas I think filler
Botox,
is to
you
like
talking
plump you up.
I think
So
it's
like your
Bowie then.
cheekbones
I think it's
and your
Bowie.
lips.
He's not changing the shape of his face.
Or he could have gone the full
Pullback?
the full pullback.
Well, he's got fake
where they like
hair.
staple the back of your head.
He's
and
got
like,
fake hair.
Of course, most people do.
In defense of celebrities,
Most people do.
No, a lot of famous people. You would say a lot of famous men would have had some sort of fucking work a little bit.
yeah,
in the hair.
teeth.
Teeth, I think, is a bit more play on.
A lot of men
'Cause teeth's
thin
so
when they get older.
expensive to look after.
Yeah. I will say in defense of the celebrities, when they go away for a while and then they they come back into the zeitgeist or popular culture and they post something and they haven't done something to their face, the amount of comments are like, oh, such and such got old. Like, that happens. So that would rattle you if you're like trying to just be normal and then all these people are saying, oh, geez, look how old you look. And so I understand it. I would hope that, if I was ever in that position,
Well, you are.
that I would be secure
you're
enough to not do
fucking-
that.
But
You're
yeah, but getting
mainstream
old's
Kent
cool.
right now.
Let's
Nose job, you reckon?
Well, I was thinking a bit of
Now I'm
filler.
on Fox as well.
Yeah, that's it. You're on Fox, dude. You got to start fucking.
you get
a nose job?
Get
Get a
the cherry
bronzing.
Spencer, the cherry special,
Okay.
the bronze.
Okay, a nose job. All right. Leave down the comment section. If I want to be mainstream, do I need a nose job?
Yeah.
That's a great question. I think we need to reshape how old people are looked at.
Yeah.
Because old
Age
people
gracefully.
old people can be cool. Is what I'm trying to say, Tom.
but also like
old people
look
can
at
be
As a
like-
cool.
50-year-old, you speak for them.
But like when you're 20 or 19 and someone's 30, you're like,
No, I was just. You've got to get your hair. Well, the bet's still going, but there's a very real chance that he's got to have the M&M done to his hair.
so then we'll see.
no.
Yeah,
The full
that
ribs.
was stolen by the boys, but that is what it is.
Someone's musing that you may have stolen them yourself because you just want to dye your grey hair.
Yeah, reasonable. It was
should dye your
definitely,
beard as well.
No, it is. It's
Yeah,
beard,
it's
Adam.
weird. It's definitely Burma on the boys.
I reckon
so
actually
I
it'd
will
make
look
your
like
eyes
Eminem.
pop.
Maybe I like
if you
it.
dye it dark, I think it'd make your eyes pop.
Yeah, it might actually.
Imagine
work.
if I like it.
It'd pop. You'd pop.
What would you do if I just kept it?
I'd pay you out about it all the time, but if it looks.
But if
good-
I was like, dude, like, did
I'm
you just
hot.
dyed it and that's it now?
Well, that's for you, dude. That's for you. Like, I mean, obviously everyone will know because you see people in the media that currently do it. Shout out to Paul Gallen and to Brandy, who clearly do it. But like, yeah, I mean, if you're happy, I'm happy.
See, that's a
Matty
good
Johnson
example.
he's not.
That's a good
rule him out
example.
of
though.
that.
No, we're not going to rule him out.
I love Matty, but I'm not ruling him out.
No, I'm not ruling out a rinse.
That's a good example though. Even though
Some
it's like,
rinses are worse than others.
It's
the worst of
way
all
less-
time is Johnny Knoxville's in.
Jackass. Yeah,
Jackass
that
4.
was bad.
like that's a good example though. Obviously, it's not extreme. It's just dyeing your hair. But if they weren't on TV, they probably wouldn't dye their hair.
No, probably not.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
so it's a
maybe,
good
yeah.
example of how
I
that
know.
pressure.
Well, it's
problem
to,
is
it's to
that
quote, to
you-
quote your old man, if you ain't got the locks, you ain't on the box.
Ooh, that's a veteran saying. That's a man that's been there.
Oh, fuck.
That's a man. Look, this whole
That's a
time
good
I've been trying to get
point.
this fucking thing up onto the TV.
Mate, well, you need to get Matty hooked up to the TV,
Mate, what is
especially
doing?
for this show where we don't know where we're going.
Seriously. Anyway,
Just vibe it, cunt.
I'll just vibe it.
Can you fucking cast your phone, or have you got some weird neckbeard shit on there?
No neck beard, but the notes wouldn't be on there. They're on here. They're not on here. Could you text me the notes because it's clearly not fucking working here. Anyway, back to pop
How was
culture, boys.
Dustin Poirier?
Yeah, he was good.
Was he cool?
He
How long
was
did you
good.
speak to him
I had
for?
to ask the Conor McGregor question because like you just have to, but
No,
you
of
can tell it
course.
stings him. Like
Yeah.
he just does not in a way like because he fucking beat him twice, but in a way he's like, man, I'm sick of talking about this dude.
Yeah.
And I tried to lay the question up. I'm like, look, man, I know you're sick of talking about it, but he is coming back. Would you consider, dancing again? And then Poirier, spoiler alert, if you want to go and watch the show. And then Poirier was like, mate, I'm fighting for the belt. Like he's old news.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Just paraphrasing.
Yes.
And then I was like, yeah, but if he won and you won, like, would you then? and he was like, "Listen, I don't want to look too past my." Like,
Do you reckon he'll get flogged?
Who?
Dustin.
Dustin. I don't know about flog, but I do have Islam winning, even though I want Dustin to win.
I want Dustin to win too.
I think everyone wants Dustin to win.
But Islam's a friend of ours.
Different.
We's a Dagestani pal.
We've sat down.
We sat down there.
Made him
fucking, yeah, fucking, rolled.
Like slapped down his homeboys and shit.
Rolled with him.
Yeah, yeah.
Boys been rolling.
Yeah, we rolled with
We roll with Islam. I don't know if you know him.
No.
Big deal.
We
Pound
know.
for pound champ.
Yep.
Pound for pound number one. Is he pound for pound number one at the moment?
Yep.
Really?
I believe so.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, you know.
He certainly
I probably
was.
don't
He
have
certainly
him as
was when he
pound
beat
for
Bolt.
Who's your pound for pound number one?
Pound for pound? John Jones?
John Jones is hard because
He's
everything.
out. He's
Like,
just,
there's
like-
just look. There's a lot of fucking.
What is going on with him right now?
Well, he did his shoulder or Achilles or some shit.
But also wasn't looking that fit even.
Shoulder and Achilles.
I mean, he's old as fuck. Respectfully, he's actually probably like.
He's in his
2 years
40s?
older than me. No, but he'd be late 30s. 37, 38.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who would. I haven't really thought about who would be the pound for pound. I mean, I know Max Holloway has to fight Poirier, but he did go up a weight and beat Gaethje. Like that's pretty hectic.
You got to be a champion.
Oh, I know. That's what I said.
Pound for pound, you're champion.
Well, but, mate.
Well,
John Jones, 36.
36. Fuck, he's only a year older than me. And I'm like, he's old as fuck.
Did you text?
He's younger than Kempy.
You're 35 next weekend.
Is it next weekend? What's the date today?
Are you the 10th?
Yeah.
Next Monday.
Get out.
Monday week.
Get out of town.
It's all right. I'll just read them off.
That's
for
a
you.
long
It's
weekend.
okay.
That's the only benefit of my birthday's always fallen on a long weekend.
Fuck, that's pretty gnarly,
It's
isn't
pretty
it?
good. It's pretty good.
I mean, the 35 thing.
Well, no, that's gnarly, but I'm not the
How
oldest.
old are you? Are you 38?
37.
But turning 38.
No, just turned 37.
38
a couple
when?
of weeks ago.
Couple of weeks
Couple
ago.
of weeks ago?
Did we miss it?
May 11th.
Fuck you, hide
May
your
11th.
birthday.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Cam. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thanks, boys.
He's a jolly good fellow. For he's a
too
jolly
much.
good fellow.
I've got the message.
For he's a jolly good fellow. And so say all of us. And so say all of us. And so say all
All right. Thanks, boys. I appreciate
He's
it.
a jolly
Oh, thanks, boys.
Well, you should
Appreciate
have
it.
told us, dude.
He never tells us.
He doesn't tell us.
Look,
Maybe we should remember, but
Yeah, like if
We've
you love
remembered
me,
a
you'd
couple of
remember.
times. We've remembered a couple of times. I've never been sung happy birthday ever, but that's all right.
no, that's because it's like yours is like January. No one's even around.
It's horizontal season too.
Yeah. No
I'm
one's
like
fucking-
literally forgotten about.
Yeah.
Even my wife's like, whoa, is that the day?
Yeah. Whoops.
Whoops. Okay. Now, still some items from the winter drop. We've got some Bloke maroon shirts left. We've got a few of these hoodies left. I've got these shorts here, but they're actually all sold out. So we've just got the hoodies, shirts, and then blue shirt as well. They are going to go soon, guys. So if you want some, make sure to grab some. The Bloke winter drop is nearly all sold out. The blue hoodie is sold out. The blue shorts are sold out. And the shirts are nearly gone as well. Also, you've also got some political jumpers going on.
These are very, very, very hot property. They're also almost gone. These are New South Wales state political jackets, state of politics. We've also got some Queensland state of politics. All the other states sold out before they even got up on the website.
Demand was huge,
Demand was
particularly
huge.
from Tassie. Shout out to
Shout
our
outs.
inbred neighbours down south.
Yep.
There is a couple of sizes left.
Hellosport.shop.
Couple of sizes left.
There you go. There
So
you go.
get in while the getting be good.
Now, also, huge announcement. Myself, Roo, Timmy, Hammy, and Maddie, we're doing a live show for Game 1 Origin at a core stadium. We'll be at the Locker Room Hotel, the place we've been done it the last couple of years. We missed last year because, unfortunately, we wanted to do it, but unfortunately, we couldn't do it at the place we wanted
Why
to
couldn't
do.
you? Why
But we're
couldn't you?
back.
Why?
Look, let's just say big beer. We'll just say that.
Let's just say that.
Just say big beer.
Yeah.
And we're the little guy just getting fucking kicked around.
That's it.
But it's all right.
No, that's
You know
cool.
what? We just keep fighting, baby.
Yeah.
We just keep fighting. So Origin Game 1, a core stadium, the Locker Room Hotel, and it's powered by myCOOLMAN. That is right. myCOOLMAN will be giving away a Bloke-branded cooler on the night, but you have to be following their Instagram page to go in the running. They've been generous enough to give us a 20% discount code, Bloke20, the number's 20, so Bloke20, and you get 20% off the myCOOLMAN 20 recreational series. Link is in the show notes. I think it works out to be maybe about $89, but D all that. 20% off the myCOOLMAN 20, and a massive thank you to myCOOLMAN for supporting the show. Go give them a follow, guys, and if you're looking for some of the best coolers in the country, myCOOLMAN is the place to go. So head to the website and grab one. And a massive thank you to myCOOLMAN for putting. They're the ones that if we didn't have them supporting this live show, we wouldn't have been able to put it on. So a massive, massive thank you. You guys got anything Origin round live stream?
Live stream, yep. Live stream next Wednesday. Hello Sport YouTube. It'll be Streety and Sebo joining us as we watch New South Wales.
Approx 7:50 PM.
Hump.
Approx 7:50
Hump. Because obviously, listen, there's going to be commentary on the night that you can watch and listen to, but you may argue that the commentary isn't Ray Warren, and so you want to just, you want to sit there and watch with your mates because Ray Warren's not doing it.
Also, we are going to try and live stream our show, so you'll be able to watch our show straight in to the commentary from Hello Sport.
That's pretty good.
That's a good night.
That's a pretty good night.
That's a great night,
and it's all free. Like we're getting ripped.
Yeah,
we are getting ripped.
Buttholes ripped apart.
But that's what we do for our state.
Yeah,
we do. We deliver free content. Free content.
So we're going to try. The internet out there will run through it, so please don't get mad if it doesn't work. So we're going to try.
Don't shit down your throat, Josh.
Don't shit down our throats.
Our internet has been fixed. It's cherry ripe.
The boys, they'll be fine. They'll definitely be on. We're going to try to be on. It'll be at 6 o'clock to watch the pre-game chat, and then you can listen to the boys during the show. Boys, New South Wales team selections. Surprises, stoked, not stoked. How do you feel about it?
Well, first and foremost, a huge congratulations to Jake Trbojevic for made skipper of the nation.
Who Kempy was death riding last week, saying he shouldn't even be in the fucking
He shouldn't even be in the fucking squad, which shows what you know.
Well, I said he should be in the squad, not the 17.
Well, listen, you were
if
shitting
you're not
all
the
over.
17, if you're in the squad but not the 17, are you really in the squad?
See, that's how New South Wales has been thinking for the last 20 years, and that's why.
Well, you're not going to play the game.
You're in the squad. You're a part of the squad.
Yeah, sure, but you didn't want him to play.
You didn't want him touching the steed.
During the week I did. I actually wanted him to be in the squad to buoy the boys.
Right, but you didn't want him to touch the steed and run the steed and tackle people. You didn't want him to be a part of it, part of the spectacle. You didn't want him out there arm in arm with his brothers singing the national anthem.
Crying. And to deliver one of the great rev-ups ever seen in the lead-up.
Yeah, look,
he'll give one of the great pre-matches.
I think that he'll do a fantastic job. I just personally would have had Isaiah Yeo in the front row and him as captain. Same as Gus Gould. Not the front row bit, but the captain of Isaiah.
Well, listen, it's disappointing. I also wanted to say a big thank you to Slips Tedesco.
Yep.
For all he's done for the state.
For all the slips he's had for the state, for all he's done for the state.
And we appreciate all the shields, bro.
He could be back.
He could be back. He could be back, but I'm talking about this guy.
Yeah, okay.
Now, Jake Trbojevic, I don't know if you saw this the other day. He was, photos emerged of him wearing his new outfit, his new Blues jersey, and he's just got a little tum there, dude, and he just looks like he's going to rip you fuckers a new one.
Okay.
He is just...
But he's also like, he's
I would argue
approachable.
born for the job.
Born for the job, you reckon?
Born
for it.
On a tomato farm? They were born on a tomato farm?
Son of the tomato. He's a grandson of the tomato. Look at that.
He's...
Born for it.
His
That's
grandfather's
rugby
a tomato farm.
Born for it. I don't know if you can see that. Zoom in. Probably not. But it's like, that's just it's an approachable captain, right?
Yeah, okay.
That's rugby league football.
Yeah, okay.
Just there.
Yeah.
Are
That's
you
representing the common
That's state of origin.
I think we also need to acknowledge humbly that for the first time in the history of rugby league, 2 players from the same team captaining their states.
Never been done.
Never been done.
A lot of people trying to throw it
Not
like
the Roosters and Raiders.
Oh, yeah, the Roosters and Raiders did. No, they didn't.
It's a myth.
Didn't happen.
It's a myth. Didn't happen.
Okay.
Didn't happen.
So you're spreading alternative facts.
No, we're not. They are.
We're pushing back against big media and their agenda.
Yeah.
This is about Manly, and it's about the fact that we've got 2 skippers out there representing their respective states. Now,
Hopefully they can skip you into the top 8 this year.
It's a work in progress. We are 9th, Denon. Don't get fucking too uppity, son.
You just lost to the Titans, bro.
Still in the 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't get too uppity, mate. I wouldn't get too uppity if I was you.
And we literally just beat you.
Yeah, but we were unlucky.
Bullshit penalty.
Bullshit penalty. Absolutely fucking robbed. Not the point. On the whole, do I like the side? Yes. I like Boots at 13 with just that fucking dog in him. I like Dylan Edwards at fullback.
Heaps of dog.
He's fucking earns it. Obviously, we haven't got our first choice halves. That's not like the greatest fucking thing of all time.
Nico's still
Obviously,
injured.
Nico's not training. He's limping around the joint. I will be concerned, Denon, in the extreme if the bench that's been named is the bench that starts,
Okay.
because if Nico Hines, for argument's sake, was to go down inside of 20 minutes, given the niggle, we would be well and truly fucked. And we were musing the other day that probably looks like Isaiah Yeo and Jerome Luai in the halves, which is not how you're going to win games of state.
The yarn I heard is McInnes in the halves.
Which I don't like either.
I don't like either of them.
No, that's also not a great. And then also if you've got an injury in the outside backs, Hudson Young being like, oh, I could play in the centres. Like, listen, Hudson,
yeah, okay.
you're a representative footballer who I love and respect. Eye gouges and all, but like.
Can you handle Hamiso, mate?
Yeah,
can you handle Reece Walsh dancing around?
Probably not. Well, and that's okay that you can't, because they're like two of the quickest players in the history of rugby league. They're nipped aplenty.
We got Hamiso dance on us last year. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Danced all over us.
So does Reece as well.
He was dancing all over us, which is
did.
why when the Englishman Huddy Young of Maitland fame, although everyone thinks he's from the UK, or maybe it's just Sebo.
Just Seb.
I thought he was a Pommy too. To be
So,
fair.
he's got Pommy vibes.
Yeah.
I just don't know if he can handle Hamiso heat late in the game. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but it just doesn't feel like we are.
That doesn't seem like we've got great coverage.
It's just I'm nervous, Tom, because Nico is currently injured.
Yes.
That's why I'm nervous.
Okay.
He's not fresh.
But we've named a tough cunt side to play tough cunt rugby league.
Okay.
And Tough Cunt Rugby League will play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
so,
you know.
So when he was selecting him, do you think he had just a checklist and it just literally said tough cunt?
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
if you,
no, in, out.
I think if you look at it, Spencer Lanu, right? For example, he was a probably
Shock selection.
but
Purely on
has
TC,
the man got? Has he got a bit of
He's got
TC
monk.
about him?
Yeah, he's got monk.
Is he TC or not?
He's TC.
He's
Well,
TC.
there you go.
He's
So I can only assume that Michael Maguire was like, has he got a bit of mountain about him, and is he a tough cunt? I mean, has he got that dull?
And is Paddy Carrigan scared of him? Yes, he is.
Well, actually, I think the opposite is true.
No.
Paddy actually confronted him in the hotel.
And
Paddy
Lenu
Carrigan
said,
got bashed
"What,
by
son?"
Adam Reynolds.
Yeah, he did. That's true.
And he fucking put a good hit on Luke Brooks and was
Brooks.
like, dude, look how strong I am. It's
Well,
like,
he didn't, but the club did. The
yeah,
Broncos
but
media team
it
sucking
was
themselves
Carrigan
off.
approved.
Yeah.
Carrigan.
That was embarrassing.
Okay.
It was embarrassing.
Well, I mean, how come you got dominated by him for the last two series then if he's so soft?
I don't remember that.
I'm not saying he's soft. I'm saying he's scared of Spencer Lenu.
And he got bashed by Adam Reynolds. That's what we're saying.
That's
Okay.
Those are all just like, they're just
But
true statements.
Yeah, but if that is true, how come or what is also true is he has towed you up two series in a row.
Listen.
I don't think it's him
No,
that's
no,
towed
it's
us
not
up.
him.
Well, he won Wally Lewis medal in the first year.
Political.
He's just a Wally Brown noser. That's why.
You know what? I know what I have noticed is Paddy's hair is notoriously dry compared to Nico, notoriously wet. The yin and yang states.
That's true, actually. You don't see a wet Carrigan.
You never see wet hair. on
Someone
Carrigan.
actually called in yesterday when we were doing the potty, and they were talking about the fact that this has got to be the most voluptuous,
Follically gifted halves pairing.
follically gifted halves pairing in the history of State of Origin. If
That's
you got
true.
Luai and Hines,
That's true.
it's pretty wild.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair statement.
Would you go along with that?
I'd go with
I
that
couldn't think of any other halves pairing. I don't think I've ever remembered a Queensland half having long hair.
because we're all business, baby. We're all business,
Well,
Or you're bald.
yeah.
which is all business.
Well, not by choice.
you get bored from stress of
No, but
working hard.
you can get a business time haircut, but if you just bald, then you're just bald, and there's nothing wrong with
No,
that.
there's nothing wrong
yeah,
with that.
yeah,
But-
but look,
but it's not all
bald
business.
men get the job done.
But like Darren Lockie was just bald, right?
yeah, but
Except now
that's-
he's not.
But he was.
No, I know. But I'm just saying now it's just not. Now he's back.
because he's all business.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
all
because
business.
if you ain't got the locks, you ain't on the box.
That's it. Well said,
So-
Dad.
yeah,
Do you like our side?
I do. What I like the most about it is obviously there's some things I would change. I would have had probably Ramian in the centres. I would have had Suoli on the wing. I would have had Isaiah Yeo in the front row with captain. On the bench, I would have had Burton. Initially, I would have had Burton in the centres, but then I would
Doesn't sound like you like our side that much. You're doing a lot of changing now.
Well, there's a few changes, but what I do like about it is there's a clear direction. There's a clear direction of the way
I've
they
got a
want to play.
completely different 17. I like your side, but
Your side, but I would have changed here, moved him to here. I get
well,
it.
but
though.
there's still a place for Burton on the bench. Like he's
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
squad.
but who would
It's
you
not said
then?
and
Who would
done.
we be dropping there on the bench? Would it be Huddy?
It would have to be the Hudson Young or Olakawatu.
Would you not drop an Olakawatu?
It'd have to be-
If
it'd
you
have to
dropped
be-
Olakawatu, you'd have to be.
I think you
solid.
drop Huddy.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Which is, I guess.
Unlucky for Huddy.
Very unlucky.
if that was to
it's
happen.
just that again. I've said it several times, and I think maybe it needs several times more. Hines is carrying an injury.
Yeah.
And the last couple of years, I think, what did fucking the Bush Poet said the other day, how many injuries they've had?
I think it's like 4 or 5 out of the last 6 games, and outside back has gone down.
There you go.
Someone on the Punters and Dribblers page raised this point, and I put it to a friend of the show, Rugby League Guru, yesterday, but I'd like to put it to a Queenslander as well. Everyone seems to be not necessarily sucking off the Bush Poet for selecting Cobbo on the bench, but they're like, ooh, what sort of magic's he got cooking up here? But then like 3 years ago when Freddie picked Stephen Crichton on the bench, everyone was like, what a fucking idiot. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, see, I mean,
double standards.
maybe that was the general consensus, but I remember it was only a few years ago that I was saying that he should pick Appy and Jackie Whiten to cover the outside back. So I've always been okay-ish with a big body outside back on the bench plus a utility.
How do you think Cobbo gets used then?
Well, okay, you put it this way. When you actually go through the rotations, for example, you go to your bench, you're almost forcing someone on in that. If everyone stays essentially injury-free, how many minutes does Olakau'atu or Hudson Young really get? Like, in reality, you're like almost forcing them on. Like, you get them on for 10 minutes. And so if you've selected, like when you look at the Queensland bench, Lindsay Collins, we know he can play along big minutes. Cotter, absolutely can go 80. Carrigan, definitely can go 80. Hopgood, definitely can go 80. And so it's really only Fodawaker in that rotation that is going to, 30, 40 minutes. So there's an argument to be made that you're carrying an extra forward for no real purpose in relation to how bad it can be if you put a forward out into the outside backs.
Exactly. Okay. So you're forcing them on, and you could just have coverage in case the fucking worst
put it
happens,
this way.
which it has happened many times.
Well, look at the Blues last year. You put Tavita Pango Jr. on it. I think you hooked him after and then also Stefano got, what did he get?
He got 27 minutes, I think.
No, Stefano got like 7 minutes before half time.
Wasn't it 10 minutes either side, maybe?
You can look in, and there's like blokes that you're looking at it going, did they even really need to get on the field? Like, they didn't.
Well, I think that Tavita did. He played well.
Hudson Young also got pulled fucking early last year.
And never didn't get put back on after
No,
that
he didn't
first
get put back on.
He got pulled
Listen,
after
last
25
year was
minutes.
fucked, all right? Last year was a tough time.
That's evidence of, like, in the modern game with guys that can play such big minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I was speaking to Smithy about it on Wednesday. Smithy.
Who's that?
That's Cameron Smith.
Oh, fuck.
Funnily enough, you ever want to know the most Facebook thing ever? So he was talking about Cobbo on the bench. We put the snippet up. We put it up on Facebook. And so he's giving his opinion on it. And there's like some old 45-year-old dude that's like, who's that? Unironically, like trying to take the piss out of Cameron Smith, giving his opinion.
Christ.
It's like,
Yeah,
my
right.
God, we are in the peak Facebook right now.
Yeah, that's what's real boomish.
Oh, who's
this?
that? The greatest player of all time giving his opinion on rugby.
Second greatest.
Oh, apologies. What do
How
you got there, mate?
Stefano, 5 minutes before half time, 7 minutes after. So 12 altogether.
12 rugby league minutes.
So
What?
you don't really need to put
Was
him
that
on.
Adelaide?
No, that was in Brisbane.
Suncorp.
Oh, was it? Was Tavita Adelaide?
Hudson Young was Adelaide.
Hudson Young was Adelaide.
Yeah.
That's
And he
right.
got
It all
taken off
rolls
and
into
not
one
put
for
back
me.
It
on.
does.
So Hudson
I actually
definitely
can't remember.
He got hooked. He
got
had a
hooked.
couple of mistakes.
and he didn't get back on.
No.
And so when you
He dropped
actually
the ball, maybe? Is it knock on or something?
and a penalty, I think
That's
when
right.
you actually look at the minutes of the certain players that came on, you go, could we? For example, Stefano, it's either side of half time. Are you telling me that current pack that was on there couldn't have lasted an extra 5 minutes? Get their 15 minutes rest at half time because Origin's a little bit longer, then come out and play that extra 7 minutes? I think they probably could have.
So
Wasted
Hudson
the next
Young got hooked after 30 minutes in Adelaide last year, didn't come back on. Tavita got like 15-ish minutes and then got like an 8-minute stint between 50 and 60 last year as well.
That was a fucker weird selection.
And that's in the same game?
Hudson Young and Tavita were the same game. Stefano was the game after.
So that's two people that didn't really
need to be there.
Well,
Do you think do you think Madge will bring Burton on? Because I'm like, well, why the fuck do you not name
the
him?
mail I'm getting is that he's not changing.
That's
his
what
bets.
I'm thinking. I've got strong vibes. Madge is not going to change. He seems like a headstrong motherfucker who's like, no, this
But
is what I want.
if we get to fucking next Wednesday and Hines is like, he'll
then
play, but he's not great. Like, you can't possibly risk that.
This
You'll know
might
by-
seem a
you'll
bit
know by
early for
Friday.
calling for the head of the coach, which I'm not doing. But if he doesn't pick Burton and then a half goes down,
he'll be shocked.
Or an outside back goes down and Huddy's in the centres and we lose, like, then there is
he
a very
will
good
get-
chance that I'm going to be calling for someone to be shot.
Mate, if
Me, New South Wales, we're already here.
listen,
We've
well,
already arrived. The game has not been played.
exactly, and you could argue that Tom's actually quite mild in comparison to some of those journos getting around. If Hines goes down and there's no Burton on the bench and we lose, he will get
They get annihilated.
fucking annihilated. It will be biblical.
Because the biggest question for me, look, I understand if they don't want to carry an outside back on the bench, but not even to have a utility. Like, it's one thing, because like at the moment, you've got no colour for 6, 7. Look, people say Cam McInnes at 9. I've watched Cam McInnes play at 9 when Brayley's been out. It hasn't been great, but let's just say your 9's covered. Your 6, your 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all not covered. Like, literally all not covered. Whereas when you look at the Queensland coverage, they've got literally every position covered. If a 6 or 7 goes down, Benny Hunt goes in there. You know, if a couple forwards go down, Benny Hunt can go to lock. Even Harry Grant could play lock. If any outside back goes down, Selwyn Cobber.
The thing as well is that, like, if any of the worst case scenarios were to materialise for the great state of New South Wales, the fact that, like, people as dumb as Eddie and I can be like, have you thought about cover? And then for it to, like, actually happen, like, it's so obvious the mistake that you could be staring at.
Well, also, I think, you know, in the defence of people that were critical of Freddie when he did put the back on the bench, we didn't have anywhere near as much data as we do now in regards to this new game that we're playing with all these HIAs. All this new stuff has only come in the last 3 years.
And was Cleary injured? You know what I mean? Like, were we carrying a fucking injury in the halves going into that game?
Freddie got criticised Game 3 2020 for not having Pappenhausen on the bench, putting Nathan Brown on. Then Teddy gets knocked out by Jai Arrow, and then it all screwed up. So he got criticised for that. So then a few games later, puts Crichton on the bench, gets criticised for that. So people just have short memories.
Yeah, and also, but it's a different time. We're talking about 2020 when all this new stuff was being introduced. We now have years of all this data of like to look at and go, okay, what is the percentage likely that an outside back's going to go down? At the moment for Queensland, it's 83%. So you got 83% in the last few years if you're looking at just the data set of the last 6 games.
And HIA's changed everything as well.
Massively. Like HIA's before 2020, fuck, you could fake it as much as you wanted.
Yeah,
You wouldn't
for
get
sure.
taken off.
Yeah.
Now, the independent doctor goes, see you later, get
Are
off.
you any concern around our long kicking game? Or
sure.
lack thereof?
Well, that's why I had Burden as 6 initially because of his long kicking game. But watching Luai on the weekend play as well as he did.
He had a great game.
I was like, that's undeniable. You just got to give him that 6 jersey. When you play like that, Burton still played really well, but when you play the way Luai did and absolutely skinned the best team in the competition at the time, Sharks #1, at home, in a position that you don't play all year, I think you're like, that's when you're just like, you know what, you've played so well, you've forced your way into that jersey. So the positive, though, is for New South Wales, if things do go right, the power game you guys have, like your backline coming out of their end, I think you'll find that your forwards, a lot of them won't actually have much meters because you're just going to have Edwards, Toto, Crichton, Suaalii, Lomax taking scoots and one-off hit-ups coming out of your end.
And the PCM King himself.
That's crazy. That is actually crazy. And the roll-on that you'll get, it'll be just like Penrith at their best if you can get that system working.
Hopefully we run over the top of you beaters.
Yeah,
Maybe.
shit
You're
down your
small.
throats, dude. That's the plan.
Shit down our
That's
throats.
on the whiteboard in
it's
the
on the
mountains.
Down their throats.
I tell you what I'm frothing about, like genuinely pumped about. You not picking David Fafita.
Yeah.
That was just glorious stuff.
Well, that's like high on your own supply sort of shit, right? That's like you can be too up your own ass, full of poetry and fucking, good times.
I haven't heard a reasonable explanation for why he wasn't picked.
Defensive.
Yeah, but Nano I can't defend.
I'm
No,
not.
it's about effort areas. It's not necessarily about missing tackles and that. It's about effort areas that if you watch his game closely, sometimes Dave can just clock off and start walking. And also, can you get his last 3 games up for Queensland? He actually didn't play as many minutes as people think he did. And also, what he brings to a game, like his explosiveness, wasn't used in their game plan. So it's not as big. It's a big deal, but comparing to how much he actually played when he did play, it's not as big a deal.
Would you have had him?
I probably would have had him, but I if I'm going to be a coach, I would have been watching more footage. And so clearly Billy Slater has watched
He's watched a lot of tape.
a lot of tape.
That's what he
But to not
reckons.
even be in the squad, which to you is everything.
Yeah, to not be in a squad.
It has
That
to
was
have
a
been a
slap to
message.
the face. That's a message,
well,
right?
but it's a message to everyone.
Rugby league message.
It's a message to Queensland as well, is that even if you're putting up really good numbers, if you're not going to do the little 1%ers that we expect, which is what Billy Slater said last year if Fifita was doing that, then you won't be inside.
And he did say, he mentioned habits about 50 times in his first presser.
Well, habits is his new buzzword.
Yeah, it is. It's Ubuntu of 2025.
Hey, Billy's a champion player. All we're saying is we've noticed that he likes to go into seasons with a new word, and this year it's habits. And he's said it 1,000 times.
It was about earning your right to implement your habits. We've got to earn the right to show our habits.
I'm getting inspired even just hearing it from you guys.
Well, you want to get inspired, hear him talk about fucking...
and it's about...
Who's Guru's guy? Jermaine Hopgood. And he's like, Jermaine, the young kid from Queensland, and he made his way down to New South Wales, and he bided his time in Penrith, and then he made the big time, and maybe he staged... And I was just like, this is fucking hook this shit to my hands.
What do you got there, Manny?
71 game 1, 49 game 2, 33 game 3.
So it's definitely dropped.
Their minutes.
Yeah.
That's Fifita's minutes.
So dropped off.
So, but Billy's looking to get them to replicate habits, isn't he?
You've got to replicate the habits that you have or that you've displayed in your game to date. We've got to earn the right, and by we I mean Queensland, we've got to earn the right to replicate those in the cauldron of Origin football.
Yeah, I like that. That
good
sounds
stuff.
like, you know what? Sounds like winning.
He was playing a banjo as well while he
That's
said
hot
that.
too. It's all about content, and
Mate,
Billy gets it.
I'm terrified of Bill. That's it. Us paying him out is just deflecting from our fucking insecurities.
Completely.
Now, thoughts on the fact that Madge has intentionally bumped his head to show the boys that he bleeds blue?
Yeah.
We were of the opinion that he was holding the gaze of Payne Haas so intensely
Whilst
walking, and he spotted the sign a mile off out of his periffs.
Yeah, okay.
But so committed he is to Payne Haas, so committed he is to the state, so committed he is to his players that he was like, I'm not going to break eye contact with Payne Haas when he's just trying to get something off his chest.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to fucking commit, I'm going to stare into his soul, and I'm going to cop this on the melon.
Can you do the maths for me, Eddie? Because you're a maths guy.
Yeah, big math guy.
So do you reckon it was a sign that he just didn't see? Because he's much shorter than Haas. So how did he?
No, it was just because there was overhang on one side of the tunnel they were walking through. So it's like if the tunnel's here, there was something down there. And Payne, so sweet for Payne. That's also, he saw it move to the side. Like he moved himself into the face of danger.
Collateral damage.
Okay, so he protected Haas maybe from that.
Of course he did.
Okay, so look, I would never be one to speculate, but you don't think he maybe had a few beers the night before with the boys and something happened?
I hope that's the case. I hope that's
Well,
part
you reckon
of it.
they fucking flogged each other?
No, not flogged each other. Just had a fucking good time, rip and tear. Sometimes you bump your head.
I think that you should have a couple of beers
with the boys.
with the Oisies.
Tommy Radonica style.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eternal heavenly peace.
Now, what are your thoughts on Harry Grant looking close to death at the moment?
No, we're worried, dude. We're worried. We've had candlelit vigils. We want to win in an honourable fashion. We want to beat you at your best.
Yep.
Mate, he got sick early.
Yeah.
No problem.
It should be sweet, you reckon?
Well, we got him some Good Day.
Mate,
Grab Good Day, Chura.
Well, no, that wasn't it. That's not
It's a local website.
Yeah. Hello. What is it? BeGoodHealth.com.au. But we're so committed to a good, honest competition of State of Origin. The second we heard he went down, we chartered a private jet. Thank you for letting us use yours. And we flew a box of Good Day up for him. And by all reports, he's looking good. He's looking like he'll be ready to go.
Okay.
No, he's flying.
Okay.
And also, if you had a bloke playing for you that was sick for 10 days, beater. You wouldn't pick him.
Yeah, who gets sick for 10 days with a cold?
Yeah, okay. So you do want a fair contest or you don't want it? Because he's our best.
No, I want a fair contest, but I'm saying that if he was sick for 10 days, that would be ludicrous in the extreme.
Oh, really?
That would be sheer madness.
Okay. And
it would be truly pathetic.
There's been some flus have been getting around the last few years that have been for a few weeks.
Yeah, not that long.
Listen, New South Wales is fueled by Good Day, so there'll be no sickness.
Okay, all right. I just needed to ask the question. Jerome Luai is our Menulog hungriest player. Use code Luai for free delivery. If you're going to get food to your door, use Menulog. Takes 2 seconds to download. Get used to it. Each week you're getting discounts. Use code Luai for free delivery. Also, Jacob Kiraz was our LDV T60 Power Player of the Week. The LDV T60 has 160 kilowatts of grunt, which makes it one of the most powerful utes in its class. Auto from 38990, drive away for ABN holders. 7-year or 200,000 kilometre warranty, whichever occurs first. At that price, why get second hand when you're having a brand new LDV? On to Queensland side. Thoughts on, we've already spoken a bit about Fifita. Thoughts on Selwyn on the bench? We've already spoken a little bit about
it made me nervous. It just made me nervous because I'm like, well, what the fuck's that about, Billy? Like, what are you cooking up?
And he also said that he might invent a role for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
It means that he's probably gone out and had, you know, a night on the ayahuasca, DMT sort of shit. You know what I mean? Like
We might see like a brand new position, one we've never
he's
seen
inventing
before.
a position. So right, he's obviously got to think outside the box. It wouldn't shock me if he's doing hero doses of DMT and fucking laying in a paddock. And just going like speak to me, rugby league gods.
It's alarming though, because we've only invented a position once. That's when Tommy Trebojevic played the zero role, famously the rover, to critical acclaim. I believe 3 tries, man of the match, first try scorer, player of the series,
50-0
and one of the great payouts all time for the boys. Yep. Although Queensland, however, seem to invent positions all the time. They just put people on the field and they just play rugby league. And it doesn't seem to be a fucking problem.
No.
Like Ponga, when he debuted in the back row. Had one of the great games all time. Makes no sense. We couldn't debut. Like, could you imagine if Dylan Edwards debuted in the back row and just had and was man of the match?
No, it wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't happen. Was snapping people in half. It just wouldn't happen. It doesn't happen to us.
No. Okay.
So when the Bush poet's sitting there saying that he's going to cook up potentially a new position for Cobbo, I'm highly alarmed. Highly concerned.
Hey, you know what? You might be onto something there, Eddie.
Because I'm like, what the fuck does that mean, mate? What do you mean you're cooking something up? Because you got a footballer on your hands over there. Big, strong.
And he is a
meaty.
footballer. He plays rugby league.
Throbbo can play rugby league.
He's a rugby league player.
Handful.
He's a handful.
2 hands. So absolutely fucking terrified.
I will say, if something happens with Queensland and like Selwyn doesn't get on and they get beaten, that will be questioned. Like right now, we're pro because he's got the runs on the board. He's won back-to-back series. But if it goes wrong, people will be like, well, what happened there? Why did we not go forward on the bench?
Yeah. Listen, don't try and fucking play both sides here, mate. You know that it's fucking scary. And it's probably going to fucking work somehow, and we're all wigging out.
I hope not, though. Otherwise, we're fucked. If we lose in Sydney, good night, nurse.
We won't lose in Sydney. That's also anybody like we won't. We're actually very confident. We've invested.
Highly.
We're highly.
Are we still as confident?
Well, listen. Unfortunately,
was at peak confidence.
That was peak confidence. That was Monday. Peak confidence Monday.
We read the side and then whipped ourselves up into a real frenzy.
Put on a serious bet.
Yeah.
How serious are we talking?
Well, the biggest bet I've put on a game of rugby league.
No, it's not.
Personally,
it's not the biggest. No.
Isn't it?
No.
Shit.
But it's big.
Well, it's
big enough. It's not. It's not. We've put.
What other game have we gone hard at?
I'm not going to tell people.
No, not the amount, but I'm just like, can you remind me?
Probably when you got pounded.
We've put double that on before.
Right.
Is it Kill the Stream one?
I don't remember it, but listen, it's a big one.
Kill the Stream.
This is just to win as well.
This is just to win. It's not that. It's not crazy big, but it's big enough to get your balls into your throat.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
And it's responsible.
It's still responsible.
Of course. It's always responsible.
It's always within your means, but something to get the balls a little. Feel like they're getting kicked constantly just a little bit until full
Every
time.
time Queensland do something good, you tense up.
Yeah.
I'll be tense the whole game.
Yeah.
I'll be tense the whole game, bro.
Oh, that's good. All right, boys, predictions. Winner, score, man of the match.
New South Wales, 24-18, and... Sorry, I'm just fucking channeling here. Payne Haas, man of the match.
Okay.
I think it'll be 14-6. Luai, man of the match.
Okay. I'm going
New South Wales, obviously.
20-16 Queensland. Dearden, man of the match.
Dearden.
Yeah, Dearden, man of the match.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's annoying.
I tell you what,
he's annoying as well.
It's not getting talked about enough, but like Munster out is a massive out. Like he has saved us so many
Tom
times.
Dearden came in last time and basically won you the game, so it's not that big.
And it was a game through.
Yeah,
and
but
it was
Munster has won a series, like series after series. He just does
Daly
it.
Cherry Evans is the best 7 in the comp.
Do you think people aren't talking about it as much?
I don't think so.
But is that because we've got Cleary out? Like we've both got big outs?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
No, I think would be why. It's almost like an even up.
But I think like the unique thing about Munster is like he has done it at Origin, like literally from the jaws of defeat, snatch victory. And like, so to not have that, it does concern me a little bit.
I'm actually, I haven't really like, acknowledged how annoyed I am that Cleary's not playing.
No, well, listen, Eddie, because
It's really fucking annoying.
yeah, it's annoying.
And like, is this just going to be a thing every Origin period that you're just going to go off and have a little holiday so you can win the comp again? So it's like,
Well, it seems like what Tommy and Trell do as well. In fairness, they don't
we
win
just
the
went out the comp. We win the comp.
KO's got you covered this footy season with every game, every round, live and ad break free. During play, you'll be able to watch all 5 games this weekend, starting with Eels versus Sharks and including the 2 Saturday games that are exclusive to Fox League and available on KO. The 18th man, the Doggies, they're not happy. Matty Burton won't be released from camp to play the Knights on Friday, but Luke Keary's allowed to play Cowboys. Barnett will have been allowed to play for the Warriors had they not had the bye. Thoughts on 18th man not being able to play?
That at least just says that that Keary's no chance to make the side if there's a half injury, right? Which I'm happy with, by the way. Like, surely you're not going, yeah, you can go play, and we're gonna bring you in if.
Is that because of the HIA thing and the 18th man actually can play a game?
Yeah, can play. But also, I think...
But you could also be called up after playing on the weekend.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It doesn't really fucking matter. Or you can go back and play for your club after you've represented your state. So, like... But I just think it more, to me, screams, Keary, thanks for your time, beat it. You're not actually...
No, I don't think so.
But he's not 18th man, is what I'm trying to say.
So Burton was 18th man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. But so if a half goes down, like let's say Burton was just always going to be looked at as a bench role, or maybe he was going to be brought in, but like, wouldn't it then indicate that Burton's going to be your first guy up if there's an injury in the halves?
No, not really, because I think he's there if an outside back or half goes down to a sin bin or something like that, because then I think that's when you can activate your 18th man. But also, if Keir, I think by Friday they're going to know whether Hines is good. Like, I think they will put him through the ringer by Friday, and they'll probably call. Like, you could see a late scratching. When do the Roosters play? So you could see a late scratching from Keira to come back into camp.
Yep.
If that does happen. So
I'd prefer to not have Keary, with respect.
You'd have Burton Luai in the house?
Yep.
Okay. That's
two sixes. Two like...
Well, I mean, Keary is a 6'2".
Yeah, Keary, yeah. I mean, and also he basically was like on his knees begging at the High Court of Australia not to play for the New South Wales. So, like him, nice guy, great player. Never met him, but assume he's a nice guy.
I love where his head was at. I love where his head's at. He gets it.
Yeah, but taking it to the Hague.
I get that. But I get it. It's passionate Queenslander.
Which is the problem.
He was going to seppuku himself, apparently. That's what he threatened.
Shogun kind of stuff.
Have you finished it?
Who's going to second him?
Have you finished it?
No.
Still hasn't finished it. I've taken over and finished it.
Are you serious, bro?
And I was going to bring it up last week on the show. So I wanted to talk to you about it.
How fucking good is it?
It is good. It's definitely not better than the first season of Game of Thrones.
It is.
No,
you know why it is? Hear me out. You love Game of Thrones season 1 so much because the next seasons became so good. Game of Thrones season 1 by itself
is pretty fucking good.
It's good.
Does it finish with the Red Wedding? Is that?
It finishes with Ned getting his head
cut. Ned gets his head cut off.
Yeah, right.
If you just looked at as one series, like there's nothing else coming after that, I think that's what makes Shogun better. Is that just in its own little vacuum?
You don't think it's too slow?
It's too slow.
Shogun?
Yeah.
I think it's too slow.
Really?
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
One episode ago, I'm loving it. I think that at times it's like, they spent a whole fucking episode of him like going to that bloody whorehouse and then sitting around. I'm like, did this
No,
need to be an hour?
It all connects.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't think it wasn't too slow to the point where I was ever bored. Like, I was always engaged and enjoying it.
I mean,
But
I'm
I
talking
felt
in
like it was
comparison to Thrones.
But it basically was just like this and then final episode, or like halfway through the second last episode, and then it just goes.
Obviously you're not going to, but if you would have went back watch season 1, I think you'd find like it not as much happens. You're looking at through the lenses of what happens,
Potentially.
what is
Thrones
set up.
certainly also, the worst bit about the final seasons of Thrones is that it just tried to do too much.
God,
but that was...
It's terrible. Like, for example, you can go back to season 1 and find critics that were like, this sucks. Like, quite a lot of critics. I personally, my personal opinion is it's season 2, 3, and 4, which are literally the best TV you can ever watch in your whole life, that make season 1 so good, because season 1 is setting everything up.
True.
I also... block your ears, Eddie. In the final episode, I'm not joking, block your ears.
But you still hear it.
No, I know.
Blocking your ears doesn't...
No, don't make noise, dude. That's people aren't going to be able to... You can't do that.
People don't like that.
People
I
don't
don't
like
think-
to hear that.
because
You
we're on
just
a
block your
podcast.
ears. No, you can't do that. You just got to block your ears. You got to block your... No, you can't
I don't think people like that.
You got to block your ears.
But blocking ears doesn't work.
I thought that there would have been an actual...
Oh, yeah. No. I like the decision they made.
It was just a bit like you could have given me something.
But it was all... But there's a reason why it opened up with a dream. Because it was all... Anyway.
Yeah, listen. Shout
talk about it.
Shout out to Maricosa.
It's all done. All done.
All good, mate.
All done.
You'll never watch the final episode.
Yeah, you probably won't get through it. Incredible. Okay, 18th man. Should they release them? Look, I get why the Bulldogs are frustrated, but at the same time, like, this is Origin.
Yeah, shut up.
Well, I don't know about shut up.
Oh, sorry, too much.
I thought that's what. Are we not going down that route?
The shut up route?
Like, fuck you, feel good? No.
I don't think we're going down that route.
Okay, sorry.
Someone's scared.
Look, I don't agree. It's 18th man. Yes, it's been the last few seasons. I get all that. It's Origin, man. Like this stuff like this. I know it's just the early, but this is how AFL eventually lost their Origin. Is clubs getting pissy about releasing players, and now AFL would be on their knees to try to get Origin as part of their game. It sucks. I get it. As a club, you're building. You're doing such a good job, but we need to make sure that Origin is the best version of itself going forward, in my humble opinion.
Very humble.
Yeah, thank you. PNG, it's reported the NRL could announce Papua New Guinea as 18th side very soon. It's also reported the federal government has agreed to fund 600 milli into this team.
Just a bit of geopolitics, mate. I'm a big fan.
Was it bullshit?
Bit of geo?
It might have been in punters and dribblers. I saw that the Chinese government.
No,
that was is that bullshit? Yeah.
What?
I thought it was.
They
but I
offered
wanted to check.
601 million.
Oh,
601
Jesus,
million.
Eddie.
I was just checking.
Oh, my God, dude.
Just checking.
And the punters and dribblers, that's your source. Jesus Christ.
Well, I didn't read it. I was
of
like,
all people to fucking fall for that.
Look, it
mate.
did look good. It looked real.
Oh, my God.
But it was the 601 million, 601
Yeah,
million.
like that should be the giveaway.
But look.
So they offered what, Papua New Guinea 601 to do it.
And then they said, yeah, fuck it. That's good stuff.
yeah.
That's good stuff, Eddie. I like that.
I like it, dude. I like it from the
Thanks.
government. I like that, that Peter V'landys has got the ear of fucking
Sleepy Joe.
Well, he's got the ear of the highest office in our land.
Well, I mean, Sleepy Joe's probably got the ear of him.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
well, they all had lunch together.
They
didn't
did. They
Dinner?
had a big old fucking slap up feed.
Look, I love a bit of geopolitics chat.
69.
Dude, geopolitics and rugby league go
They
together.
go together.
So they would be based out of Cairns.
I don't know. I think some PNG players have come out and said, well, that wouldn't really be a PNG team.
It's
Look,
a good point.
I think
you'd struggle to get people to.
I love
together.
the idea. I've actually cooled on it. I was quite hot on it a bit ago, but I've cooled on it because, like, making deals with the government, you're asking for trouble. New government gets in, and they just go, nah, fuck ya. Like, governments can pull out of shit.
No,
all the time.
I know they can. I wonder if there's some sort of legal obligation once you sign something like that, where it's like you can't actually pull out of this. You've promised them
I
money.
don't know. It's the government.
We poured out of the subs, mate.
We did pull out of the subs, dude. Sorry, Macron. Sorry,
Got him the
brah.
blow. Yeah, not doing it, mate. He was furious.
He was. Him and his old wife.
He was. True. Yeah, listen, 600 mil is a lot of money.
For sure. As I said, the concern is, look, if it's guaranteed, it's locked in, I still think, okay, like...
I think you need to have
Would
it
you go
over there.
WA then?
Potentially.
You got to have it over there, though. That'd be sick.
But living over there would be tough.
They would not live over there. They would play 4 games a year there.
No, I think they said they'd try to... There was even ideas floated that they'd literally build a compound. for everyone to
Mate,
live.
I would... How many players are going to go to PNG?
That's what I mean.
With all due respect.
And they were saying that they're going to give them tax breaks in that. The money that they get, it won't be an increased salary cap, but it'll be increased tax breaks.
We can't even get people to Canberra.
Hey.
For fuck's
Well,
sake.
Canberra's a shithole.
Wow, Jesus.
I think that's tough.
That's a
I've
tough
not been
call.
to Port Moresby, though, so I can't comment.
No, I love Canberra. But I mean, isn't it kind of like tropical in Papua New Guinea?
It's hot. It's hot and humid.
I know there's like
Is
it's a bit
there
unresty.
safety concerns?
Yeah.
At the moment, there's a lot of stuff going on politically. Look, from a perspective of a consumer and watching the groundswell over there and the hype, it'd be like literally something we've never seen before.
Like their fans almost remind me of Indian fans of cricket. Like
Mate,
it's chaos.
or like Premier League fans for soccer. Like, so from a consumer's perspective, it's incredible. I'd be so like all the games that are held over there will just be chockers, and the fans will be really engaged. It's just a matter of like, will they be competitive? Like, will you like, for example, when they say there'll be tax breaks if you go and play for PNG, well, is that really the only incentive you want to get players over? If that is the case, it's very hard to build a club where it's almost mercenary, where you're going, you just get paid way more if you come here. You know, you look at all the best clubs, they've got a bunch of blokes taking pay cuts to win premierships.
Yes.
So I'm not sure.
I mean, there's a bit of that though. Like even in the corporate world, isn't there? It's just like you go, somebody's gonna be gun for hire. It's like, oh, they're paying me more money. I don't fucking love the job. I'm gonna go and do it.
I think the difference with league is like when you're in a business, like you're not ruining your body to achieve something together. I think it's quite like a different. Like playing for my team doesn't feel the same as me rocking up to work every day when it comes to like how intense and like your whole life is just like consumed about playing each weekend. Whereas like in a corporate job, you don't need as much passion and sacrifice, in my opinion, to be good at a corporate job as you do to be a professional athlete. And so if you're just going over there as a gun for hire, are you willing to make the same sacrifices you would in a team that's about to win a comp? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Because, like, for example, if you've got a young player, young gun, that's got a good manager, is he really going to be like, yeah, mate, you should go to PNG? You know, that they're new. Like, for example, look how much the Dolphins struggle to recruit people. And it was pretty because a lot of managers like, we don't know what's going to happen. They could be terrible. They could be good. And PNG could be great. Like, they could be incredible, but you just don't know.
Could you start with the base in Cairns with an intention to try and get something set up over in Port Moresby and eventually move the team there? If you
I would be
somewhere...
shocked if they started over there.
That's what I mean, though, right? If you started in Cairns and then you go, okay, take a couple of games over there and you're trying to build it up, you're trying to get like a stadium that's safe. So I know you've seen stadiums over there where like full time they just swarm the field and like the players walk off and they're basically nude. They've given away all their clothes.
I guess then the argument is like, how do you build a connection to what you're playing for? Bush Poet Billy kind of stuff. You know, if you're playing for PNG, you've got to care about PNG. You've got to care about the problems that they have and the good stuff they have, the communities. Like,
I think that can be done though, right? You just like that's education, that's exposure. You'd obviously have to. The players need to go over and spend some time over there.
I think you got to live there to connect to the land and to the people because that's what you're playing for. Like when you're playing for Brisbane or whatever, you're playing for the city of Brisbane. Like, yeah, I think it would be hard to get a connection to the local population unless you're living in that, I think.
What if you do pre-season over there?
Oh, that'd be so hard, so hot.
You know what I mean? You do your pre-season over there, you're getting in, you're getting a vibe.
I'm just going off the dome here.
No, listen, so am I.
I didn't have the solution when I walked in today.
I needed it.
And I don't think I do either.
But it would be incredibly good. In regards to
It's more interesting for me.
Yeah, it is interesting. In regards to the impact it will have on young men and women in that country and giving them an opportunity to have a better life, it's like, seriously, you could try to throw money in education and all that kind of stuff. It wouldn't have the same impact as professional sport can have for young men and women that go, oh, I can actually become a professional athlete. I'm not going to, go and do this silly thing with my friends. I'm going to stay at home and, stay on the straight and narrow. I think the impact it can have there. Like think about it out in Western Sydney now. Obviously, PNG has got much tougher conditions than Western Sydney. There's a lot of young men and women that rugby league keeps them on the straight and narrow, stops them from doing silly stuff. Not just Western Sydney, all over Australia. So I think that'd be really positive for PNG.
Not to mention the clear fucking geopolitical.
Oh, the geopol.
The geopol reason, which
geopol.
is just to keep China's grubby little hands off it.
Well, it would save the nation.
Shore it up.
Look, if
bolster
if we don't get a PNG side by next year, China will invade Australia.
That's it.
That's what I'm
it's
hearing.
A race against
Is that what we're fighting for?
Yeah, we're fighting.
That's what I'm hearing.
Fighting for
freedom. Fighting
for freedom. Fighting for your mate, mate.
Fighting for everything.
Fighting for your mate.
Fighting for your mate, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
So that's
Freedom.
what I'm hearing.
Freedom, dude.
In my geopolitics class, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, they're teaching that at schools.
Yeah,
Which is university.
Sounds like propaganda to me. Using warmongering as a scare tactic.
To scare the populace into getting behind a $600 million tax thing we got to pay for.
That's never been done before. That's never been done before. Anyway, that's what you come here for, guys.
Yep.
You come here for. Okay, Para Eels versus Sharkies, and Mitchell Moses and Gutho are back.
Para.
Yeah,
Para.
Para.
I'm going Para. Knights, Doggies.
I think I picked Knights on the fucking about even, but there's a feel. I was driving in here today. Given this is just where if I think about this shit too much, I'm going to back Doggies on this show, so I can't be wrong.
Okay.
A lot of outs.
Isn't it just kick out?
Matty Burton.
Iron Burton. Knights.
Penrith Panthers versus St. George Dragons.
Panthers,
mate.
The Dargans.
I think that, yeah.
Dolphins, Raiders.
I think the Dolphins.
I think the Dolphins as well, but then they
Dolphins?
were another team I was also like, shit, because the Raiders are outsiders, aren't they?
Yeah, 238.
Yeah, they are, yeah. I like the Dolphins, I think.
The Dolphins?
Because they're at home.
Roosters, Cowboys. Cowboys are paying $6.40.
I know. And
Mate,
the
the line's
19 and a half.
I think we were talking about it
Eat that
yesterday.
up.
I reckon the Roosters could pants them.
Like
You reckon more than 19?
Yeah, like head in the toilet, flushing.
They've
sort
got
of
their,
stuff.
they're pretty much full strength. Lindsay Collins isn't playing, but that's about it. And Suoliti, obviously. Crichton, well, not full strength. But when you go through their
But they're
side,
It's still
Yeah.
hectic.
fuck,
It's
dude.
still
You don't
hectic.
notice it.
Yeah,
You
you
don't
know
notice
what? That's
they're
fair,
out.
Eddie. You've got a good point there, mate. You got a good point.
Sebo's got him at the Roosters at minus 36 or something.
39.
What?
39 and a half. He reckons
What's
he'll
it paying?
Not much.
Not that much.
Like
$6.
$6.
So basically, the bookies are saying it's just as likely that the Cowboys will win as
The
Roosters
Roosters.
putting 40 on them.
Holy. I will say Teddy for a double up, surely.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Cowboys
a
got a fuckklot of outs.
Yeah. They got, and they're
And
all
they're
really
not
Pretty
good when
in some
they're-
pretty,
yeah,
in
no,
some
they're
pretty
good when
key
they got it in,
positions.
yeah.
So that
Alrighty.
maybe they'll get better.
all done and dusted. Head to Hello Sport.
Dot shop.
Dot shop if you want a jacket, New South Wales and a Queensland politics jacket.
Correct.
And also the Bloke winter drop. We've got a few items left. Head to the website before they go.
BeGoodHealth.com.au.
Be good health. And also, don't forget, get down to our live show at the Locker Room Hotel outside our core stadium. Starts at 6 o'clock. We'll be giving away a bunch of free stuff and putting on a live show. We'll go and fuck ourselves. Thank you.
Thank-
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.